This week 3 matchup between the Carolina Panthers and the Seattle Seahawks are crucial for both teams. The Panthers, if they want any playoff shot, they need to get a win on the board as early as possible. In Seattle, they want to continue the momentum after their great victory in Detroit in week 2. Ryan, coming to this game, the Seahawks to me are definitely going to be the favorite team. And the Panthers just seem like Bryce Young still just getting used to that NFL speed. What do you think the Panthers and Bryce Young have to do to come out with a victory here in week 3 against Seattle?
To me, they have to come in and kind of put the Seahawks on their heels and score some touchdowns. That's, to me, been kind of the theme of their year so far is they get one touchdown and then that's about it. And that touchdown usually comes late, and they don't have a very explosive offense, so they have to be very methodical in the way that they move down the field. And that's just really hard to replicate when you're, instead of getting 15-yard, 20-yard chunks, you're getting 4-yard, 8 yards. Like, that's a lot harder to do consistently. And it's just kind of the way that offense is set up. Receivers aren't super explosive. And Bryce Young, I think, is a quarterback that will eventually be able to run those methodical drives. It's just right now as a rookie, he needs I think a little bit more explosive help than what he's getting. So to me, I think they have to come in and kind of put the Seahawks on their heels, put up some touchdowns early, and play solid defense. So
that was
what do you think, Seahawks?
So for me, what I think the Seahawks have to do is they have to come in and be the better team that they are in this game. They're the overall better team. They have the better weapons. I think their offensive line is going to have a tough time against this defensive front. But as we have seen, though, and what has happened in the past 2 games is the Panthers defense is able to keep the Panthers in the game for as long as possible, but then they just get worn down. And so I think the game plan for Seattle, wear them down, use Kenneth Walker a lot, use a lot of play action, keep the Panthers on their toes. Just know it's going to be kind of a grinded out game. That's the way the Panthers have been playing, how they're going to have to win this season because their offense just isn't, and it's not even Bryce Young's fault. It's not really anybody's fault. It's just kind of the age of literally everybody, I think, on this Panthers offense. They have veteran receivers who are good, but definitely past their prime. And you got a rookie quarterback who is not near his prime yet, and he's still learning. So I think that's been their bugaboo in these 2 games. To your point, they haven't been able to put points on the board. Scoring touchdowns is tough. They were able to have several good drives against the Saints, but a lot of them ended up in field goals until they were down 2 scores and then got a garbage time TD, to make it a 2017 game. With Seattle, though, they went up against a good defense in Detroit on the road. Figured some things out from their week 1 loss and put up 37 points, And so I know there was a pick 6 in there as well, but I think defensively they should be able to definitely maintain themselves at minimum and provide a lot of pressure for this Panthers offense, which on paper, especially too, if you went back 5 years and Bryce Young was his current self, I really like the receiving room and the offensive weapons that they have. But right now, I think it's just they have a lot of stopgap transitional receiving pieces that just are not as effective for the overall success of this offense. I think that's going to be the issue. I have Seattle winning this game. I just think there's going to be too much firepower on both sides of the ball for the Panthers to keep up in the long run. I do think it's going to be close. Panthers defense is really good. They were able to keep that Saints offense in check. I believe it's going to be something similar type game, like let's say like 10-7 until about the midway through the third, and then Seattle's just going to take off, and it's going to be I'm going to say 24-13.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Seattle too. I think it's going to be a little bit of a wider disparity. For me, I'm going to say 27-10 in terms for the Seahawks. I just think, especially after last week, that was a really tough opponent. They came out; they're going to be feeling themselves, and I think they'll be able to put up some points early. And then kind of what you said, wear down that defense, and it'll just kind of continue into the second half. So, but I think that's going to do it for this video here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on who you think is going to come out ahead in this matchup. Is it going to be the Seattle Seahawks? Is it going to be the Carolina Panthers? Let us know down below. And other than that, we will see you guys next time.